Guys, I'm telling you, this smells so good. Just the batter itself is just almost intoxicating.
Okay, here we go. Our cake is cooled off. It is cool enough to the touch where I can just barely feel the residual heat, almost like it is just, yeah, it's not too warm. It's not gonna melt the frosting. It's just like it's sitting outside in the heat of the day. So we are going to pour our frosting right on top. I'll show you what this looks like. So it's thick. It is like pudding, just like lovely black pudding. I can't even explain how good this smells. This is one of those things you're gonna have to take my word for it. In the field of chocolate, this is probably my favorite thing to eat. This frosting goes on quickly, and it is perfect. My neighbor said that her daughter is at home sick today, the one that is buying this cake. She said her daughter is at home sick today, but she's watching my YouTube videos. Is that not the sweetest thing ever? I feel bad that she's sick, but I'm glad she's getting a really good education while she's at home. All right. I'm gonna have to lick that spatula now. Okay, guys, see you next time on the next video. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey guys, welcome back to She's At It Again, and I have a pretty good surprise for you if you're a guacamole lover. I'm going to show you how I make guacamole. My name's Tanya, and let's get started like that. And believe it or not, our guacamole's done. I want you to get a look at this and give it a try. We'll put the recipe over in the description. Hope you enjoyed it, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks, guys. Hey friends, this is Tanya, and this is She's At It Again. Today we're making Greek macaroni and cheese. Okay, I'm going to get a spoon and just dig into the side of this so you can see what this looks like. Got our tomatoes in there. That's so pretty. Plated up, it looks really nice. Once this cools, it will firm up just a little bit, not so much to where you'll be able to slice it, but it's definitely going to be a little bit thicker than what it is now. But I just wanted you to see what this looks like when we take it out of the oven. So hope you've enjoyed this. Welcome back to She's At It Again. My name's Tanya, and I need to make a cheesecake because I am hosting a dinner in a few days. I want to get it made and put it in the refrigerator. It just seems like it gets better when it sits in the fridge for a while. So come with me as I show you how easy this is. And when I say easy, I mean, think of it compared to like a box cake mix, which I wouldn't really recommend, but this is actually, to me, easier than a box cake mix. I know it sounds crazy, and it sounds like, oh, she's just saying that because she cooks all the time. But when I started making these, I kept thinking, there's got to be more to this because people act like they're something fancy. And they are fancy because they're really decadent and they're rich, but they're not hard to make. So come with me as I make a cheesecake.
When our guests are ready for dessert, and hopefully I'll take a thumbnail of this and you can see it in slice form. But this is what our cheesecake looks like. And I do hope you try this because simple does not even begin to describe it, but delicious does describe it. It describes it well. Not many people don't like cheesecake, so you're probably going to be a big hero if you make one of these soon. Maybe for Easter, something like that, or a birthday. That would be a good idea. So thanks for watching, and as always, we appreciate it. And we look forward to sharing something again with you soon. And hopefully I'll remember to get a picture of this
for the thumbnail. If not, you'll just see the whole picture of the cheesecake again, or the picture of the whole cheesecake again. So, bye guys.
Hey friends, welcome back to She's At It Again. Today I'm going to be in the kitchen making several things, but really the only thing that I haven't done a video on so far is a New Orleans potato casserole. And this is one of those side dishes that somebody might just skip your entree once you serve this. It's just that good. This came from a restaurant called Harrigan's in Oklahoma City. Every time we'd go, that's what my side would be. Sometimes they wouldn't list it. They'd say, you want fries, you want baked potato, and I'm like, do you still have that New Orleans potato casserole? And they did, but for some reason they weren't telling people about it. But I knew the secret, and let me tell you, I was going to have it when I went there. So go with us as we make some New Orleans potato casserole. We're just going to start with cutting up some potatoes that I've had soaking in the sink overnight just to get the dirt and the debris off of it. So let's head out. Hey friends, welcome back to She's At It Again. My name's Tanya, and today, if it's warm in your area by now, you'll be interested in this. So what we do is when we cook in a slow cooker and it's warmer temperatures, put it in the garage, on the back porch, front porch, somewhere where you have a plug-in, that it's not going to compete with your air conditioner. So in the wintertime, plug it in inside, keep your house nice and toasty warm with the help of the slow cooker. But in the summertime or in warmer temperatures, put that thing outside. Nothing's going to touch it. I doubt a bug's going to crawl on it because it's just too hot. But this is only going to take about 3 hours to cook, and that is if you are using dry beans that have been soaked. So we're going to be making red beans and rice, and the beans part is the part you make in the slow cooker. So if you think you have to go to Louisiana or know somebody from Louisiana to have really good red beans and rice, I think this might surprise you. So take a look. Give this a stir. You can tell it's not too thick. If you stirred it for long enough, it would have a little bit thicker consistency just because the beans would kind of fall apart. But we'll have to fish out our bay leaves. And what I'm going to do at this point, I have to go run some errands this morning. We're going to turn the slow cooker off. And I'm going to let this cool down because I have to package it up. I'll be delivering it to friends later on this evening or later on this afternoon so they can have it for dinner tonight. But anyway, this is our red beans and rice. I sure do wish I had the ability to let you smell this because it smells fabulous. One smell. When my husband came in from work yesterday, he said, "Ooh, red beans and rice." And I said, "Uh-huh." And he said, "For tonight?" And I said, "It's not for us, it's for the Smiths." And he said, so we're not eating it tonight? And I said, "No, we're not eating it at all. It's not for us." Because if you are a cook and have done it for very long, you know that normally the one question that your family asks that is original to cooks' families is this for us? They never touch anything and just start eating it. Is this for us? But he didn't ask that last night. He was so excited that we were having red beans and rice, and I had to disappoint him and say it's not for us, it's for somebody else. Hey friends, welcome back to She's At It Again, and today we are going to do a follow-up to the last video we made. The last video we made beef ravioli from scratch, and it was a lot of fun, but today we're actually going to finish the dish. We're going to make what's called beef ravioli in basil cream sauce. Now, my daughter, who does not live in this country now, is probably crying when she's watching this video because this is her favorite. At 8 years old, when someone asked her, "What's your favorite thing that your mom makes?" she said, "Beef ravioli with basil cream sauce." I know they were probably expecting, pizza, chicken nuggets, something like that. But no, my child said beef ravioli with basil cream sauce, and they looked at her like she was from another planet. But as silly as that sounds, it really is a very, very good dish.
few ingredients. I know I say that a lot. It's a short list of ingredients, I'll say. Probably most of the ones you have already in your kitchen. So let's go in the kitchen, and I have my water heating up to cook my ravioli. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully none of them will explode, and we'll make our finished dish, and you can see the final product tonight. So let's go in the kitchen.
I'll let you see it there. And I'll let you see it here. Isn't that pretty? Okay. Hey friends, welcome back to She's At It Again. My name is Tanya, and today I'm going to make something that I've had this in mind for quite a while, but just keep putting it off because, I don't know, the recipe's just a little drawn out, and not so much as far as a lot of ingredients, but it's just one of those things, I just have to time it right because I can't have company waiting for very long to eat it because it needs to be served immediately after you get it ready. This is a recipe for what's called shakshuka. And if you've ever been to a restaurant in a place called, or someplace like Israel or a country like that where this is served, it just looks like fried eggs floating in a bunch of tomato sauce. It does not look appealing. And I saw it on a breakfast bar years ago when we were touring Israel, and I refused to eat it. It just looked disgusting. But my curiosity got the best of me, and I tried the recipe, and it is phenomenal. We always get excited when they're serving this. We're going to be sharing this with neighbors, and we're going to keep part of it. So let's go over to the stovetop, and we're going to make some shakshuka over there that I'm going to slice up. And I have some gluten-free oatmeal pecan cookies that I made the other day. I'm going to send it for dessert. All right, let's see if I can get this out of here without dripping it all over the place. Oh, you know what? I gotta take a picture of this. Hang on just a minute. Let me turn this on. Okay, sorry. Sorry for the interruption. I had to do a thumbnail picture of that before I dished it all out. And I'm so grateful my neighbors are not picky eaters because otherwise they'd open this up and go, what is that? That looks like a pan of trash. It's not very attractive. Now sometimes when you use the larger eggs, it really does look very pretty. It looks like a bunch of fried eggs on a nice bed of vegetables, but this right now doesn't necessarily look that attractive. This is probably the biggest mess I've made in a long time, but that's okay. All right. That's going to stay warm. All right. This is our meal that we're sending across the street. This is our meal that we're going to be eating ourselves. Yes, this is going to be so good. Okay, so we're going to be ready to eat in just a minute. There's our shakshuka. We're going to send that to the neighbors. And it's going to be good. It smells so good. I so wish you could smell this because even if it doesn't look good, it's so good. And I promise you, you will enjoy it. Welcome back to She's At It Again. Today we're going to be making what's considered a viral sandwich. Now, nothing bad for you. Don't freak out over that, especially you people who are my age and older, because viral to me means something bad. Viral just means it's really, really popular. So, as most of you know, we've done some traveling in the last few weeks. Our first stop was going to Rome for 4 days. After that, we traveled to Greece, traveled around the country, and then came home. I caught a cold when we got back, so sorry for the coughing if that interrupts anything. So while we were in Greece, our daughter insisted we go to this particular restaurant that serves the best sandwiches in all of Rome. Now, you know, people say that and you're like, I may or may not like it. I loved it. I loved
everything about this sandwich. I wanted to go back the next day, and she said, no, I have something else planned for us. She had something planned every single day. Of course, she was our travel guide. But this sandwich was so good, I could not stop thinking about it. And at probably the third bite, I decided I'm going to have to recreate this when I get home. So I did. I made this last week. I did not video it because I assumed it was not going to be as good as the one in Rome. But let me tell you, it was pretty dead-gum close. So what I've done is I have already made my focaccia bread. These sandwiches are all on focaccia bread. It's crazy to watch the process of these restaurants. There's 2 restaurants in Rome that are identical restaurants. They are right across the street from one another, each one of them having about 50 people in line at all times. And we waited behind our share of people to get into this restaurant. But they are just so popular that it's unbelievable how many loaves of focaccia bread. They actually call it something different. It looks just like focaccia. So when you see the bread, you'll know what I'm talking about. They go through so much bread and so much prosciutto and so much mozzarella and so much fresh basil. It's just unbelievable the process this is. They also have restaurants in Florence. They also have one in Chicago and perhaps New York maybe. Anyway, we'll give you the name of the restaurant in the description. Just in case you're in one of these towns, you gotta try it. You just gotta try it. But for now, I recommend that you try our way of making it. Now, I will tell you ahead of time, I've tried 2 different kinds of focaccia, and I'm still kind of perfecting that. I'm not real sure which one of the recipes, if indeed it's one of the 2 that I've tried, that I'm gonna stick with. So I'm gonna keep trying that. I will put out a focaccia video later on because I'm not really satisfied with how these are going so far. But all that being said, the taste of it's fine. I just want the texture a little more authentic. But I'll show you how to make this sandwich. Recipe is in the description, and I hope you give this a try because I'm telling you, it is amazing, the simplicity of the ingredients, and yet the flavor is just off the hook. You just won't believe it. So sit back and watch the video, make up your own mind, and hopefully you'll give this a try. And thanks for watching. But for right now, that is one of the sandwiches. Now, this will be for probably 2.5 people. So all this together, this whole sandwich will be for the 4 of us. So we're going to enjoy that tonight. So I do hope you give this a try. Again,
Hey friends, welcome back to She's At It Again. My name is Tanya. I had to stop for a minute because I started to turn the camera on and I went, what am I making? It's been one of those days. I think it's about to snow here, so I am not loving the clouds. So we had to do something to keep ourselves awake, so we're going to make something new. This is something I've not made before. It's a sheet pan dinner, so easy to throw together, and this is called Greek chicken. Now, if you've been with us for very long, you know that my husband and I traveled with a group to Greece this past summer, and the food was actually worth the whole trip. It was really, really good. But this is something that will probably spark some memories of that trip. It has feta on the top, and it has some good vegetables in there roasted in it. High protein, not a lot of carbs to this. So let's get busy and go make some Greek chicken sheet pan dinner. So I'm going to take 6 of these, put them in a separate container. We'll have 2 of them, and I've got enough mashed potatoes to go around. I already have the containers divided up. So anyway, that's our dish. Thanks for joining us. We look forward to sharing something again with you real soon. Recipe is in the description. You gotta smell this. If nothing else, just cook it so you can smell it. It smells so good. Okay, see you later, guys.